Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. When you find an animal that you don't want in your attic or basement, in other words, a non-pet that has broken in, call the Wildlife Division of Southeast Termite and Pest Control. They do a great job, one, of removing the animal. They catch it, they remove it. But they also handle repair work, and I mean really top-notch carpentry type repair work. They do great stuff. Check them out online, give them a call. They can also build blockades, if you will, to prevent animals from getting into certain areas. The Wildlife Division of Southeast Termite and Pest Control, I know you think about them with bugs, but think about them with wildlife critters as well. Bats, rats, you name it, skunks, foxes, they've taken care of all of it. Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Okay, as I said in our tease, Athlon Sports, who every year does the magazines, their online division this year talked to, and they do this every year, they talk to SEC coaches and they give them the anonymous protection. You know, we're not going to tell anybody who you are, but we want you to tell us about this program and that program. So they try and get an honest take about rival schools. So over the next couple of segments, I wanted to run through some of these statements that these anonymous coaches from the SEC made about Tennessee and see what the reaction is from these guys. There's a couple I'm like, I don't even understand what the point of this is. First one, okay, let's get this one up here. Right now, they're on the way to being good but not great. That job gets tougher and tougher every year that the fan base gets whipped by Florida and Alabama and the big boys. Not much to, I guess the only thing to debate there is they're on the road to greatness.
Yeah, I think the fan base is hungry for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that, the longer it goes, I don't think you get a sense of sort of despair from Tennessee fans. I think it's more just like cramming your head against the wall. Like, why is Tennessee not better than they are? So, yeah, I think as time goes on, it only intensifies.
Yeah, if that remains true over the next few years, let's say Tennessee remains good, it's a top 15 to 25 team, but it continues to lose to the big boys, well, eventually fans get tired of that. So can you break through? That's the big question.
And I wonder if that's a reference to Jeremy Pruitt, that maybe they think that he's got some sort of ceiling. I'm not saying he does, but I wonder if that's what kind of reading between the lines referencing.
Right now they're on the way to good, not great. But that was interesting. All right, let's take a look at the next. This one, maybe I'm looking at this wrong. All right, Butch Jones won 9 games in year 3, and Jeremy lost to Georgia State last season. Am I missing that? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get what they're getting at here, because that wasn't year 3 for Pruitt. It's not a straight comparison that way. Is he saying Butch was better than Pruitt? Am I missing something there, or is that just a weird statement?
That's an odd statement. I would just say I think you have to compare the bones of the program, and I think regardless of what you thought of Butch's program or Jeremy's program, I think the bones certainly seem stronger at this point.
Yeah, that is a sentence, John.
Okay.
So two facts, but I don't know what either of them mean.
Okay, I was afraid that I was looking at that and missing something obvious, but no, it's just kind of a weird statement. All right, let's go to the next one. What an SEC coach said when asked about Tennessee. The good news is that they finished like a completely different team. Start to finish, last season was one of the strongest coach-em-up jobs you've seen in the league. We're all nodding in agreement off camera.
Well, it's a fascinating question, because I think like the big what if of 2019 was, well, if you beat Georgia State and BYU, then you're 10-3 or whatever. Okay, but then if you win those games, like then is that sort of desperation or anger that was there mid-season, that Florida game, is that still there?
Right.
Does that motivate you to the back end of the season? Is it just as simple as they didn't have Daniel Batuli against BYU and Georgia State? If they did, they don't. Obviously we'll never know. But it's a fascinating question to debate. I think it's an interesting idea.
All right, let's take a look at the next one. SEC coach on Tennessee. Both the passing game and the overall defense, especially in the secondary, are night and day from Georgia State and BYU to the bowl. I don't know that I completely agree on the BYU to the bowl thing, because you were still scrapping for your life against Indiana, which basically, in my book, pretty much just BYU all over again. Now, no question that overall, you won more at the end, so there was improvement. I don't know, night and day difference. Maybe the secondary was just so lost early without Bryce Thompson and knew what he was doing.
Yeah, I think personnel, some of those
Am I being too picky on this comment?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand putting the passing game and the overall defense. I didn't
think the passing game was that much greater at the end of the year.
No, it's still inconsistent, and actually one of the bigger differences was the line of scrimmage to me in terms of when they were better
Yeah,
versus
not
the
that.
beginning.
Yeah, so there was clear improvement. I would have looked at different areas.
Yeah, okay. And then the last one in this segment. They should have a really strong offensive line, and they've got a fourth-year quarterback, actually longer than that. He's not the most talented. He has shown some really bad decision-making, but experience at quarterback is invaluable in the SEC. The problem is they have to put the right weapons around him. I don't know if there's much anything to argue about there.
Feel good about your backs, your receivers. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need more receivers than Palmer to come through to help him out. Weapons being plural, not just Palmer.
Okay, we're going to do a few more of these comments. There's some interesting ones in here. And then we'll also talk about our projections for the 2020 season. We'll tell you ESPN's projection for the Vols. Not good. Will we be better? Come on back on Sports.